Hi, 72 Daystar, out in a walk-in vlog. In the course of a conversation with some believers, I resorted to, I don't know, I guess I hesitate to use it because I know how it's going to be reacted to, but I compared Christianity to con artistry, and they took it as just me being, mocking or being deliberately offensive. But I think there's an intelligent comparison to be made here, and I think you have to do it, and then you have to ask yourself, if you're a believer, why would that be the case? And I'll return to that at the end. So someone pushed me to sort of evidence this, and I said, okay, fine. So I just Googled and said, what are characteristics? I think my string was characteristics, or how to spot a con artist, maybe. And I found this guy. He was a businessman, actually, but he was in copywriter, so he often came in contact with startups that, and some of these startups were sincere people, but some of them were con artists just trying to get investment money. And so he, in the course of his own business, had to learn how to spot these things so he didn't bring his own business into disrepute. Anyways, he was fairly well spoken. When he made 3 points, there's a B part to one of them, so I'll get to that. First point was flattery. The con artist often flatters his potential mark. Now, I think we can evidence this in Christianity in the following way. When I became a Christian years and years ago, one of the pitches that I heard again and again is that God had a plan for me. God loved me. I was special. And I only had to recognize this and reach out, and God would meet me halfway, and we'd have this wonderful relationship that we would develop over time. So I think there's that. The idea that the most powerful being in the universe has a personal interest in you and a plan for you. That's pretty flattering. That's incredibly narcissistic. But that's how it was portrayed to me. And I know I'm not alone in that. That is just a staple sort of sales pitch that you'll find in evangelical Christianity. A caveat to that, and I think the part B, is that there's a downside. And that was also in this businessman, a copywriter, noted that you have to build into your potential mark a need. You need this product. Without this product, your life is going to be incomplete. Without this product, you're going to be unhealthy. Without this product, you're going to live an inauthentic life. Or without this product, you are going to, well, you could go to hell in the case of, that's the dark side of it. There's the compliments and stuff, but then if you don't go along with that, then they probably are going to reveal and pace it like that. God loves you, God has a special plan for you. But if you're having second thoughts, you got to understand that what fate awaits people who don't go along with this grand plan of God. So that's the B part. But creating a need, I should unpack that a little more. We're supposed to have sin and only the grace of God. So they build into it a monopoly on this ability to relieve us of this problem that we may not have ever realized we had. Calls to mind I think it was at the end of the Roman period, Pelagius. He came up with this great idea that through our acts of volition, we could potentially, do good, and independent of God's grace. And the church, well, what did they think? That's an interesting idea. Well, some thought it was an interesting idea, and he did get some followers. And it's interesting to note that a lot of Christians today basically are in line with that. Basically, you just have to be a good person, and God will see that. And so that's basically modern day Pelagianism. But at the time, well, the church didn't like that. They excommunicated him and exiled him for denying their monopoly on delivering, being the source through which the church, being a source through which people could find God's grace. Finally, unrealistic promises. Do you really even have to evidence this? I mean, freaking heaven. Heaven, a place of no more tears, perfect equanimity. This is great. But sorry, you have to die before you're ever going to see this. There's no way to confirm that this reward even exists. And if we doubt it, well, then you can see predictively why we would have to make a virtue out of believing with no good evidence. Faith. So, my question for believers again. Why would an omniscient, all-good being, through the central core of his message, track perfectly what one would expect from a con artist? I welcome your thoughts. 72 Daystar, out.